Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here, and if you're new here, my name is Danny. So today I'm going to be testing out a full face of Pacifica minus a brow product, and yeah, just minus a brow product because I do not have a brow product from them. I actually don't even know if they have a brow product, but everything else is going to be from Pacifica Beauty. I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I've kind of gotten things over time, and then recently Pacifica said that they would be happy to send me some products. So I'm super excited and grateful that they were able to send me over some things so that way I could create this video. It's not sponsored or in partnership or anything like that. I'm simply just going to be sharing with you my thoughts on them and doing a full face using their products. So if that interests you, let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Before I go ahead and start applying any makeup, I'm actually going to apply a sunscreen, and this isn't from Pacifica, but this is a sunscreen that I have been really enjoying recently. It's basically the main sunscreen that I've been using recently. It's from the brand Living Koa, and this is their invisible sunscreen. They also have a tinted version. It's very much just a very light tint, but I really like both of them, and specifically if you do have like oily, acne prone skin, I think that this is one that you're gonna like because that's the skin type that I have, and I absolutely love this. It's not mattifying, so I mean it doesn't like leave your skin feeling super stripped or anything. It still leaves your skin feeling comfortable, like it still has some moisture, and I feel like this makes me look so funny on camera. I know it does look like it's leaving a little bit of a white cast, but honestly it absorbs into your skin and then it won't look as crazy. Like I'll wear this just on its own, even on days where I don't wear makeup, and I do really like it. It just, obviously when you first initially apply it, it's gonna have a little bit of that white look to it, but once you rub it in and it absorbs into the skin, sinks into the skin, you're good to go, and it doesn't look super white or anything. Because I do have a lot of hyperpigmentation, I definitely have been wanting to make sure that I wear sunscreen every single day to make sure that those dark spots don't get any darker. So now I'm going in with the Pacifica Cherry Matte Mattifying Primer, and this is supposed to be good for oil control, and it has wild cherry extract, and it's silicone free, and of course always vegan and cruelty free. So I've used this one before. It very much feels like a moisturizer. It looks like a moisturizer, and putting it on just feels very much like a moisturizer. And even though it's like oil controlling, it's actually not like mattifying. And it feels like quite nourishing actually going on. The only thing is the scent is extremely strong. Like it very much has a cherry scent. If you don't mind things that are scented, you'll probably be fine with this, but if you don't like things with strong scents, this probably isn't one that you're gonna like. But it has a very strong scent. Not terrible, but has kind of like that artificial or just cherry scent, but then it kind of leaves like a little bit of a tackiness, which I think will be good for like having your makeup last and stay on your face for longer. Not like an uncomfortable tacky feeling or anything, but when you touch it, it has a little bit of that tackiness to it. So then next I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use their Ultra CC Cream. This is a radiant foundation. I'm just gonna shake this up. When I first like took a pump of this, it's like, it almost looks oily. See if I can show you guys. It almost looks oily. I don't know if it's just like the product is just separating in there, if it's just kind of not, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this or not, but then once you kind of rub it in, it looks more like a foundation. But it's definitely, it makes sense. It goes with the name Radiant Foundation. It looks like it's going to be like a really luminous foundation. So I'm just going to apply this, but I think I'm actually going to use a foundation as well, like one of their other foundations, just because this isn't going to give me the coverage that I personally want. And just like rubbing it into the skin, this is a very light coverage. I feel like I should look it up and see how much coverage this is supposed to have. But yes, very light coverage. I feel like if you have dry skin or really like a natural like radiant look, this might interest you, but it definitely feels like kind of oily, but I feel like if you do have dry skin, this would probably feel pretty nice. On my oily skin, I don't think I would want to wear this one by itself. If I were gonna wear it, I would definitely want to set it with a setting powder. Also, this is in the shade Natural Medium, and it says it brings back radiance and a dewy, youthful glow instantly. I definitely agree with that. It definitely has a very dewy finish, and it does give you a little bit of a radiance. Okay, so it's supposed to be color correcting reflective minerals that adjust to your own skin shade. It says this is supposed to be a medium coverage tinted foundation. So I think if you don't have like much to cover on your skin, then maybe this could be a medium coverage, but for me this is almost like zero coverage. I honestly don't even know if it really gave me any coverage, maybe slightly. But yeah, very, very light coverage, especially if you do have marks. Just thought I would note that, but if you don't have anything to cover up, this might give you the coverage that you want, but I still feel like it's a pretty light coverage, not really medium. All right, so now I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm going to test out their mineral correcting creams. This is their Dark Circle Rehab mineral correcting creams. So it has 3 shades to choose from. It has a beige shade, a blue shade, and a peach shade. So I know that peach is supposed to be good for like dark spots, but I want to just look at what it says for each of these, what it helps with. So peach is supposed to combat dark spots, dark circles, and masks signs of fatigue. Purple brightens dullness and fights yellow undertones. So I guess this is supposed to be the purple one. To me that looks blue. But then it says beige neutralizes the blue tones and blends unevenness. So the peach one is supposed to be good for like dark circles. So I'm going to apply this one to my under eyes because I do kind of have like, I almost have like a bit of like a purple blue like under eyes. But also going into this immediately, it's very creamy. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's very creamy, which I think is nice. I think that'll apply really nicely. It's not like a super thick cream, so it should be easy to blend out. And hopefully you guys can kind of see that it's helping to mask those like dark circles. But also obviously it does leave a little bit of a peach tint, so I'm gonna want to, of course, use a concealer on top of this. So blending in nicely, it doesn't look heavy or cakey. It's like really melting into the skin really nicely. There you guys can kind of see what that looks like. And then I know that like a lot of like my hyperpigmentation spots, some look kind of like blue, but a lot of them still look kind of red. So I don't know that it makes sense to use any of these other ones on them. Beige neutralizes blue tones and blends unevenness. So yeah, I'm actually gonna try out the beige shade then, and I'm gonna kind of use this for my dark spots. This is reminding me of just like a concealer. So I'm just gonna apply this to my hyperpigmentation, which is most of my face. It does kind of help to neutralize those spots. So for foundation, I'm going to use their A Light Clean Foundation. This is one that I purchased myself quite a while back. I really like this foundation. I was very intrigued by this because it's oil-free, and in the green beauty world, sometimes it can be hard to find oil-free products in general, but also like foundations and concealers. So I was excited to find this one. And I believe this one is supposed to have a medium to full coverage, and with all of my spots I find that this is a good medium coverage. It does provide really nice coverage, and honestly on a day-to-day basis, like this is pretty much the coverage that I would want. Like I think I really like the coverage that it gives. So I'm just going to apply this all over. And for those of you that are curious, I have this in the shade 32WL Warm Light. And this one, I really like how it looks on the skin. It gives like a really pretty, almost like natural finish. Yes, it is more full coverage, but it doesn't look super dewy, and it's not also not matte, so it's kind of like in between. And I really like how this one looks. I don't think that it looks too heavy. Obviously, if you build it up, it might look a little bit more heavy, but normally one layer is enough for me personally. and I find that it looks really good on the skin. Obviously, I feel like you can tell that you have a foundation on, but it doesn't look overly heavy or anything like that. Next, I know it kind of looks oily on camera. I don't know if it looks oily on camera, but it'll settle and it'll look less oily. But I do also have oily skin. So then I'm going to use their Liquid Cover Full Coverage Lasting Concealer. This is in the shade 18LL, and I'm just going to apply this to my under eyes. I'm going to cover up that peach correcting cream, and I definitely think that this shade for me personally is definitely a good like concealer for under the eyes, just because it is a little bit lighter than my skin tone. I feel like if I use this to spot conceal, it's a little bit too light of a shade, so it kind of will almost like accentuate those like dark spots. But for under the eyes, I think that it works really nicely. I know this is supposed to be full coverage. Again, I personally find this to be a medium coverage. I do think that you can build it up, but I still personally think that it is a medium coverage. I think I'll actually just kind of add a little bit more under my eyes just to build that up a little bit so you guys can see. But I also, as you can tell, I don't apply a whole lot. I know some people apply like a bunch, but I personally just don't do that, because I find that when I do that, it's more likely that it's gonna look heavy, and I just don't like that look. So after doing that, I definitely think it does kind of build up that coverage a little bit, but still I think it's about a medium coverage. Medium coverage, maybe almost getting into full coverage, but still not quite full coverage. But I honestly like that kind of coverage. I think that it looks really nice, and it honestly does enough coverage for me. Now that I've got all of those kind of like base products on, I do want to set my face because I know it is looking a bit oily right now. So I'm going to be using the Neutralizing Mineral Mattifier with Cherry and Coconut. I have this in the shade 2, and these are supposed to be kind of like a translucent powder anyway. They do have some shades for it, but they're still supposed to be like a translucent type of powder. And I'm just using the Vapor powder brush to apply this. I've been loving this brush to apply powders. It's definitely been my go-to powder brush for the past like month or so, maybe longer. Okay, so I can definitely tell that this is doing a good job at getting rid of that oily shine. The word mattifier in the name of this, I can definitely see where it's coming from. It does look quite matte over here now, so I feel like this is gonna do a good job at just setting my makeup, making it last longer, and just getting rid of any excess shine that I don't want. And then I'm also gonna take a little bit more of a precise brush, and I'm just gonna use this under the eyes, on the eyelids. Also, this, I know it's called like, it has cherry and coconut, but this one doesn't have a strong scent, not like the primer, which I actually like. I don't normally want it to have like a super strong scent. So I actually did already apply an eyebrow product off camera. I used the Plume Nourish and Define brow pencil, and I have this in the shade Ashy Daybreak. I do really like this, but my current like favorite eyebrow product is the PYT Beauty POV brow pencil. I've talked about that one a lot on my channel and just shown it on my channel a lot. I know that you guys are probably tired of seeing that, so I decided to use a different one today. I do like the Plume brow pencil as well, but I definitely reach for the PYT brow pencil a lot. It's definitely a favorite of mine. I just find that it's super easy to use. But yeah, anyway, the one that I have on right now is the Plume eyebrow pencil. I know they don't look super shaped. I really just kind of like filled it in really quickly. Getting to one of the most fun parts of this video is using the Animal Magic palette. The shades in this palette are so gorgeous. I think I kind of want to go for like almost like a fiery fall makeup look. I did a makeup look a while back on my Instagram using this palette, and I did like the red shades in this, and then I put on a red lip color, and I really liked how that look came out, and quite a few of you who do follow me on Instagram liked it as well. So I think I'm gonna kind of try to recreate that minus the red lip part. I'm just gonna take the shade Fox, which is this one right here. I'm just gonna kind of take a little bit of this and start working it into the crease. Just kind of use this as my transition shade almost like an orangey reddy type of shade. Oh no, I still have like a little bit of like another eyeshadow on it. I have like a little bit of a black eyeshadow on it. Let's try again. Then I'm gonna take this shade Buffalo, which is this really pretty, like, it's like almost like an orangey red type of shade again, but has some shimmer to it. So stunning. Look at that. I'm gonna apply this all over the lid. I know it looks a little messy right now. I'll definitely clean it up. Just gonna kind of go in and blend this out. Make sure there aren't any harsh lines. Take this shade Fox again, which is the first shade that I use, and I'm just gonna apply that to the lower lash line. I'm just going to kind of clean that up with the concealer. Alright, so then off camera, I'm just going to curl my eyelashes, and I'm going to apply their Highest Lash Chronic Volume Mascara, and then I will be right back. So I just applied the mascara, so that is what that looks like. I feel like I'm gonna have to kind of curl my eyelashes again after that kind of dries. I don't know if any of you guys also have this problem, but my eyelashes don't like to hold a curl, so even though I curled it before applying the mascara, sometimes after I apply the mascara it doesn't quite hold the curl very well. So sometimes I curl my eyelashes again once the mascara has dried. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try out their bronzer duo. So this is their Sundreams bronzer duo. This looks so gorgeous. I feel like especially like for summer, this would be like the most gorgeous duo. Obviously it's not summer, but I still definitely think that you can use these and they'll be gorgeous. But does that not just kind of look like a summer palette? First, use the bronzer here, which is called Sunshine On, and I'm just gonna apply this like a regular bronzer. I'm gonna try to go light-handed at first because it does look like a relatively kind of darker bronzer, darker than what I normally use, and even just that little bit, it's definitely showing up. Oh. Okay, I think I applied a little bit too much. I'm just gonna take it down to my neck. I definitely feel like this bronzer would look really nice for like a quick eyeshadow look, just for like just like popping it in the crease. I feel like that would look really nice, but I think that looks really pretty. I definitely did a little bit too much on the forehead. I definitely need to go light-handed with this because even just taking a little bit, it definitely applies quite a bit, so definitely go light-handed with that if you try it. I'm going to use one of their blushes from their Cherry Bomb Cherry Cheek Powders palette. I think I'm going to try out this darker blush shade right here, which is called Cherry Spirits. So again, I'm going to go light-handed because I feel like, I don't know, it just looks like it's going to be pretty pigmented. And yes, even just going very light-handed, it's already showing up. So definitely go light-handed with these. I love blush, so sometimes I do kind of go overboard with blush, but I don't want to go too overboard with this. But I feel like this blush shade actually goes pretty good with the eyeshadow look that I have going on. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the Sundreams bronzer duo, and I'm gonna use this shade right here. It's called Glow Baby for highlighter. That is a really pretty like gold highlighter. I feel like this is also like a really pretty highlighter for the holidays. Like if you're doing like a Christmas makeup look or Thanksgiving makeup look, it's very similar to like a lot of like conventional highlighters. But again, it's a clean beauty product. I feel like a lot of people would really like this highlighter. Let's add a little bit to the nose and Cupid's bow. Since I have a more bold eye look going on, I'm just gonna do something very simple on the lips. I'm gonna use their Vegan Care Balm. This is in the shade Vanilla Sheer plus Cucumber Extract. This is supposed to be for lips and skin. So this is just a sheer lip balm type of product. This one is clear. They do have some like other shades, like tinted shades. They're all sheer, I believe. So really this is just kind of like a clear lip balm. It's gonna give a little bit of a gloss to the lips. So yeah, just keeping that very simple, giving a little bit of a shine to the lips, and then that's it. So this is the completed look. I think that it came together really nicely. I absolutely love the Animal Magic palette. This is such a gorgeous palette. Like, you could create so many looks with these eyeshadows, and there's just so many shades to choose from. You have, of course, a lot of those like bright shades, you have a lot of colors to choose from, but you also have some more like neutral shades. But if you're looking for a clean beauty eyeshadow palette that has a lot of options, I definitely recommend that you check this one out. It's absolutely gorgeous. I actually did a whole video just swatching all of the shades, so if you're curious to get more of an idea about the shades and what they look like swatched, definitely check out that video, because that should give you a good idea about what all the shades look like. But they're so gorgeous, they're very pigmented, they blend really nicely, super easy to use, and literally I just used 2 shades here and I have a look put together, and I just think that it looks so pretty. These shades are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend that eyeshadow palette. I also just really like how this look came together, even though I have a lot of like texture and acne going on. Actually, a lot of it is mostly hyperpigmentation now, but it doesn't look heavy. I don't feel like it looks like gross. Sometimes when you put foundation on and you have like a lot of acne or texture, foundation can almost look worse just because it kind of like clings to those spots and it can look kind of heavy. But I don't find that I have that issue with this Pacifica A Light foundation. I really like this foundation. It's actually one of my favorite clean beauty foundations that I have found. It's one that I do reach for a lot when I'm going to an occasion where I want to know that my foundation is gonna look good and it's not gonna look gross if I don't want to experiment. And I just want to know that it's going to look good. This is one that I reach for. I absolutely love it, and it gives really great coverage. So highly recommend this foundation as well, especially if you're looking for an oil-free foundation, especially in the clean beauty world. I also really like how the powder looks on the skin. Sometimes powder, again, can look heavy and cakey, but I don't think that this one looks heavy. Obviously, you can tell that you have a little bit of makeup on, but it doesn't look overly heavy or anything like that. I think it looks so pretty. I really like that highlighter. That is so gorgeous. Some of these products are newer to me, so I can't really give you like a full-on opinion about them yet, but I have been using the Animal Magic palette for a while, as well as their A Light Clean foundation. So those are ones I can very much tell you that I do recommend because I do really like them. The other products are newer to me, so I can definitely do updates on those if you guys are curious. If you guys are interested in seeing more clean beauty content from me, I would absolutely love it if you go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see, if there's any specific brands that you want to see featured in a video, any other like one brand makeup looks, let me know, or just any other video ideas in general, let me know. I'd love to know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all for the next video. Bye guys.